welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a what I eat in a day video. I thought I would film this today because I've been asked for a MOUNJARO update. So you want to know where I'm up to with MOUNJARO, and I just thought I will film a what I eat in a day today as well, just to give you a bit of an idea of like meal ideas, things that you can actually prep, nice easy recipes that taste good, might give you a bit of inspo. We've got nice weather at the moment, so I feel like the meals that I'm making today fit with the weather at the moment. So if you are after some nice summer recipes, then keep watching. I've got a very needy dog here, as you can see. So I don't track calories day to day, I just mindfully eat, I would say. I try to prioritise protein where I can. I try to ensure that I'm getting 3 healthy meals. That's the kind of the way my day goes. It's either 3 healthy meals and no snacks usually, or 2 healthy meals and a few snacks around it. I still have the odd glass of wine here and there. I still have a Mackey's when I want one. At the moment I am on 5 milligrams of MOUNJARO. I started my journey around 8 months ago now. I am just under 2 stone down. My weight over the last couple of weeks, I would say 2 to 3 weeks, has pretty much stayed the same, but I am really happy with my progress so far. I know in comparison to some stuff that you'll be seeing when you are doing your research about MOUNJARO, it might seem that my progress is quite slow in comparison, but for me, I really struggle to lose weight. I feel like now that my weight is at a point where I am moving more towards that healthy weight bracket, it's getting a little bit harder to lose. I know what I'm eating today, but I don't know how many calories that equates to right now. So we'll kind of see throughout this video whether I manage to stick to the right amount of calories to make me continue losing weight. But breakfast for me at the moment usually looks like yogurt and fruit, something like this, or sometimes just a banana or something if I'm on the go. This morning I am having a smoked salmon bagel. So I'm using 1/2 of one of these bagel thins from Aldi. I could have the full thing, but then that would mean using double the amount of soft cheese and double the amount of salmon that I've used, and it would make it quite a calorific meal, whereas I'm really going to enjoy this. It will be enough for me. One of the main things I'm noticing on MOUNJARO is because I'm not restricting anything, just my portion sizes are smaller. I don't feel like I'm craving bad stuff because I'm satisfied with what I'm eating. 1/2 of this bagel thin, which works out at 63 calories. Then the salmon on top I've used 20 grams of, and I'm using this salmon from Aldi. I've also used 15 grams of light Philadelphia, which is about 20 calories. Of course, I will tot all this up properly and let you know how many calories is in this. On top, we've just sprinkled a bit of dill. I've got a bit of black pepper on here and lemon juice. That's what it looks like. So that's breakfast. I'm also going to make myself an iced coffee. Let's put my ice in first. I've got 3 big ice cubes in there. In my iced coffee at the moment I'm using almond milk, the no added sugar one. I also really like this in smoothies as well. I am having smoothies for breakfast sometimes too, I did forget to say that. This you can buy from Asda or Sainsbury's, I believe. Some other places might have it, but that's where I usually get it from. Then all that's left to go in the glass now is my shot of coffee. So I've got a double shot of espresso in there. Before I add my espresso into the glass, I am going to mix in some of my Survivor vanilla flavour powder. This is the vanilla cream flavour. You will have heard me talk about this before if you're watching my What I Eat in a Days, but you literally just need the just spill it a little bit, the tiniest little bit of powder. There's 3 calories in that portion. I don't know if it's focusing. That's how much you need, like the tiniest amount. That just gets added into my coffee and it gives it the nicest flavour. The reason I add it into the hot coffee is just so that it mixes in a little bit better when we add it into the glass. You can see I'm running quite low on my vanilla one now because I do use this one the most out of all 3 flavours. I've got the vanilla one, the chocolate one and the butter biscuit one. If you are somebody who is craving sugar, instead of reaching for the chocolate bars and things like that, you could have a bit of this in your coffee and it will curb that sugar craving without spiking your insulin levels, because it is basically a sugar alternative. The good thing about this as well, if you are on MOUNJARO, is that it contains a plant-based fibre called inulin. So yeah, that's a bonus that it contains fibre as well. There's so many different ways that you can use this powder, it's amazing. If I'm not having an iced coffee, I'm usually having a smoothie and using that powder as well. I've made banana bread with it and it works really well with banana bread. I just halved the sugar and added some of the vanilla powder instead. I've made a chia pudding as well with the vanilla cream one. So if you want to try it out, I will leave a link to the website down below in the description box. I will also leave my discount code down there as well because that will get you 10% off when you check out. So nice. Cheers. Breakfast of champions. I'll be back when I'm eating something else. Hello, so it is quite a bit later now. It's 1:05 in the afternoon. Ignore the time on the oven because that is wrong and I don't know for the life of me how to change it. I think the time on that has been wrong since we had the kitchen done 3 years ago, I think. I have just been and picked up my little girl from nursery. She's just gone down for a nap now. And in between breakfast and now, I've been to Asda. I just needed to pick her up a 1 tog sleeping bag because the one that she's got at the minute is a 2.5 bag and she likes her sleeping bag, but with the weather being so hot at the moment, I just want to stick her in a vest and a 1 tog sleeping bag. I thought this was really cute. It's got little flowers and butterflies on it. It was £13.50. Yeah, £13.50. Just thought I would show you that. Been to Asda for that. I've just been trying to get her a bit wound down after nursery because she comes out of there and she goes absolutely bonkers for like 1 to 2 hours. So I thought, let's change things up a little bit today. I got her home and got her really settled in a playroom and did some reading with her before I took her up for a nap, and it seems to have worked. She's settled relatively quickly and I got this book for her. I saw it in Tesco. This reminds me of my childhood. I loved this book when I was a little girl. Does anybody remember? I'm 36, so it will have been around the same time. In the 90s, the teachers, well, they did in my school, they would have like a massive version of all the good books, like Rainbow Fish, Mrs. Wishy Washy was my favourite, and I'm going to order that on Amazon for her. Peace at Last, Tiger Who Came to Tea. They had like a massive version of this, and honestly, the nostalgia as I read this to my little girl was just like, whoa. I've been transported back to being like 6 years old. Yeah, love that book, and it was in Tesco, like I said. I think they had an offer on two books for £7.50, and she really loves it. When she asks for the book, she doesn't say peace at last, even though she can put 3 words together now. She goes, piast, piast. Anyway, this is a what I eat in a day / MOUNJARO video, isn't it? So let's make something for dinner. I am trying out something new for dinner today. It is a recipe that I found on TikTok. It will be on Instagram as well. It is one of the Emily English recipes. She is like a big social media nutritionist and she creates like the nicest recipes, or the nicest looking recipes ever anyway. I actually went on TikTok and typed in Greek salad recipe because I wanted to get like the seasoning right. I'm just fancying a Greek salad. And then I saw her take on a Greek salad, and I'm going to do a bit of a variation of that just to make the portions right. But basically copying all the core ingredients. So she calls her version a creamy Greeky protein power bowl. So if you want to find her recipe, go to Emily English on either Instagram or TikTok and just type in creamy Greeky protein power bowl. The one that she makes serves 1 to 2 people. I'm making it for me and Tom. He's working from home today. So I just want to make sure that we've both got enough in our bowls. I'm actually really hungry now. You'll see when you're doing your research on MOUNJARO that people say they're just like never ever hungry. I feel like if that's happening to you, you might need to like lower your dose a little bit, because where is the fun in life if you aren't enjoying your food and looking forward to your food? I'm finding that at the moment on MOUNJARO, and what I found from the beginning actually is I have that control there, but I'm still really enjoying food, and that is where I want to stay. Even if it means that the scales are sticking for a few weeks at a time, it is working. They will shift again. I am feeling really good in myself at the moment, so that's kind of my priority at the moment and where I want to be, and I think a very healthy mindset actually. Yeah, let's make this salad. Apparently it is a just throw it all in one bowl, mix it up kind of thing. So you can do whatever you want. You can use all the ingredients I'm going to use right now. You can swap and change stuff. It doesn't really matter. But it just looks really good, preppable, and something that I think if I like it, I'll probably end up eating this all the time now. Like I said, I'm going to do 2 portions in this bowl, split it in half, and then I can get the proper calories, which I'll show you what the calories are when I've got it all dished up and I've worked it all out. There is a fly in my kitchen and it's bugging me. So yeah, see this as a bit of a take on a Greek salad, I would say. Packed full of protein, packed full of good stuff, and hopefully it will taste very nice. So I've got 150 grams of chopped up plum tomatoes. She says half them, I've quartered them. Put those in there. Next, 100 grams of cucumber, which I've chopped up. I just used 3 or 4 little mini cucumbers. They're in there. Next is half of a medium-sized onion diced up. Put that in there. A handful of rocket, a large handful. 50 grams of olives chopped up. She uses the big Kalmata ones, I think they're called, you know, like the reddish looking ones. I've just used these pitted green ones. A teaspoon of chopped up dill. That is way more than a teaspoon, but I love dill. Anything with dill in it is going to be good. 50 grams of feta, crumble that in. You can use a light version if you want to lower your calories a little bit. And she uses 100 grams of chicken. I'm going to use 160 grams of chicken just because that's what the chicken breast that I got out of the fridge weighed. I've just cut this in the oven in some tin foil. I haven't seasoned it or anything. On 180 for 25 minutes. Like I said, it weighs 160 grams, and then once it had come out of the oven and cooled right down, I've just shredded it up so that it's going to go into my salad nicely. I won't end up with like big chunks of like dry chicken. This actually feels still very nice and moist because I've kept it in the same foil that I cooked it in, so all the juice was still in there. As I'm putting this together, I'm thinking about how you could put a massive bowl of this together and then just put it all in containers for the week if you were taking this to work or whatever, or you just wanted to have it in the fridge. Something like this is really handy for me if I've not got the time to be doing this. When she dropped her nap, and I don't think that's going to be anytime soon, I'm going to need stuff like this to keep me on track that I can just pull out the fridge to avoid me ending up in Mackey's drive-thru, let's be honest. Also, you can swap out the protein for any protein that you want. I don't know what else would be better than using chicken, to be fair. I assume like you could do tuna or something if you wanted to. Let's make the dressing. I'm going to use 2 heaped tablespoons of this 0% fat Greek yoghurt. A teaspoon of whole grain mustard she uses. I'm going to do a heaped teaspoon of whole grain mustard. Just using the rest of that lemon that I used for my breakfast this morning. Squeeze some lemon juice in. You can use balsamic vinegar instead of lemon juice. I'm just using lemon juice because I've chopped one up. And I'll need lemon for tea tonight as well, so I can use the other half for that. And I think the last thing is a teaspoon of honey. So I'm using this Spanish forest honey from Aldi. I'm just going to guess what a teaspoon is. About that much. And then just mix it all together. It smells good. We'll see what Tom thinks as well, you know, because he is not shy in telling me something is rubbish. If he thinks it's rubbish, he won't just like try and spare my feelings and be like, yeah, I really like that, Helen. He'll be like, no, I'd give that a 6 out of 10. That's how it's looking at the moment. Let's carry on mixing it because it looks really, really nice. Let's talk about MOUNJARO and who's supplying my MOUNJARO at the minute. I'm still with MedExpress. I have been the whole way through my journey, so I can't comment on other places that you can get it from, but they are a reputable pharmacy, and I'm really enjoying using them. I'm actually an affiliate with them now, so I know I got a lot of like backlash over promoting it. I say I got a lot of backlash. One person said it in the comments once and I was like, no, I'm not promoting it. I'm not promoting it, but the results speak for themselves. I can only talk about my own personal experience, but it's the best thing I've ever done going on MOUNJARO for my confidence and for just giving me peace of mind now. I don't think about food half as much as I used to, and that's where I want to be. I want to just enjoy life, but have a bit of control, and I feel like that's what it gives me. I'm not losing weight at an unhealthy, rapid pace or anything. I'm doing what is right for me, and yes, I am sharing my code if somebody wants to start MOUNJARO. But I'll be the first person to say, if you are thinking of starting any kind of medication, make sure you've looked it up properly, make sure you've done research, possibly speak to your GP about it first. Make sure that you're eligible to take it, although with MedExpress you won't be given it if you're not eligible. MedExpress won't let you anymore share referral codes because it breaks some rules in terms of advertising weight loss medication, which you're not allowed to do. But there are no rules against you contacting me on Instagram, which is just, my page is Babbling by the Brook. You can just message me on there and ask me for my code and I can give it to you. I've checked and there's no rules against you contacting me and asking me for my code. So yeah, if you are thinking of starting it, and you want to use MedExpress as your provider, send me a message on Instagram and I will send you my code that way, and it will get you £40 off your first order. That's what it looks like. Looks good. Sounds like Tom's on a call, so I'm going to put half in my bowl to eat now, and I'm going to put some for Tom in here because he's actually playing golf this afternoon, so he might want to take it with him, or he might want to eat it when he's finished work. Let's give it a whirl. Very, very nice. I do think it would be nice with tuna as well. I would say add a bit of salt and pepper, or season your chicken in salt and pepper, because I didn't season mine, did I? That is really, really nice, and I will be making it again. Let's see what Tom thinks. Will you come here? Will you try it on camera for me?
Absolutely not. Very nice, huh? Oh yeah, it is nice actually.
Yeah. What are you giving it out of 10?
4, I reckon.
No, would you want me to make it again?
Yeah, no, it is actually nice.
9. A 9 out of 10. So this is how many calories per portion my version of it was. Tom really liked it, gave it a 9 out of 10. So I'm going to tidy up, bring some washing in off the line, wait for my baby to wake up, and then later on I'll be making paella. Hello, it is 8 o'clock and I have just poured myself a large glass of red. This will be all I drink, like alcohol wise, tonight, but it is needed. Bedtime was done solo. Tom is at golf this evening. He finished work at 4 o'clock and went straight to golf. So once she's down, I'm super grateful she stays asleep, and sometimes she doesn't wake up till 8, half 8, 9 o'clock the next morning. So yeah, really can't complain, but it's just the actual winding down of bedtime and sort of the hour before I get her in the bath is just wild, and it just basically involves me trying to stop her from killing herself. Yeah, it is hard work, and this is deserved. It's Friday night and I'm having a glass of wine. We've got just about 5 minutes left on the paella, so I'm going to talk you through what I've done so far to get to this point, and then we'll assemble the rest at the end together. This is an old HelloFresh recipe card that I used to follow, but now I kind of know the recipe off by heart. You take a large frying pan, you fry off 90 grams of diced up chorizo. I use fry light in my pan, you can use what you want. You fry that off for 2 to 3 minutes, then you add in 2 cloves of garlic finely chopped, then a pinch of saffron. You can kind of eyeball this. I like saffron, so I use like a generous pinch of it. Some smoked paprika, just shake a bit in, probably tablespoons worth I would say. And then your risotto rice, and you mix it all together. When your risotto rice is translucent on both ends, after about 2 minutes on like a medium-high heat, you then add in your chicken stock. So 500 mils of chicken stock goes into your pan, and just when it starts to boil, that's when you need to take it off and pour it into an oven-proof dish. It will look nothing like a paella. Absolutely nothing like a paella at this point, but then that's when it goes in the oven on 200, God I'm sweating, woo, on 200 for 25 minutes, and it will start to thicken up and look something like a paella. While your paella is cooking, you fry off 1 red bell pepper cut into like 2 centimetre chunks in a frying pan. You can use the same pan that you used to start with. I just think, what's the point in dirtying 2 pans? Fry the pepper off for like 3 to 4 minutes just till it starts going a little bit softer. And then I add in some raw jumbo prawns. The ones I used were these Aldi ones, the extra large Ecuadorian prawns. And I always try to explain what my complexion's like with no fake tan on. That is it. I am so veiny, that's what I look like with no clothes on basically. An extra large Ecuadorian raw prawn. Anyway, sorry about the image that's probably entered your brain. Let's carry on. Fry off those prawns for 5 minutes until they go nice and juicy and pink and shrivel up a little bit. And then squeeze some lemon juice on and then leave to one side covered up. Because when the paella is done in a minute, we're going to add it all together, add some parsley in there and some lemon, and it will be completely done. You will have the most amazing Chorizo King prawn paella. Of course you can switch out the prawns and use chicken instead, that would be quite nice. About to singe my eyelashes off now when I open up the oven, but here we go. Woo! Mama! Oh, that's hot. Right, okay, that's looking perfect. Give it a little mix up. Make sure there's no like leftover juice because you do want it to be like that kind of consistency. We are now gonna add in our king prawns and our pepper. That's what it looks like. Nice big squeeze of lemon juice in there now. Whatever's left of this lemon that I've been using all day. I like, oh God, oops. I like a lot of lemon juice. The zest of half of your lemon as well needs to go in there. Stick that in there. A flat leaf parsley, a really good, like a generous handful I would say of flat leaf parsley. Let's save a little bit for the top. That is looking and smelling so good. How lucky is Tom to be out golfing all afternoon and I'm home with the baby and he comes home to that wife material or wife material. This would be really nice if you're having friends over in the garden one evening or something. I always say things like this and I never do stuff like that, but just an idea. You could make a big massive pan of it, couldn't you, and then all sit around and eat it. Let's dish it up together. Wow, I'm so looking forward to eating this now. Baby's settled for the night. I keep calling her a baby, she's not a baby, she's 2. Baby's settled for the night. Tom on his way home from golf. I'm about to watch Love Island. Looks like I'm nicking all the prawns here, but I'm not. There's loads on the other side. Recipe for this and the salad that I made at dinner time as well, by the way, I will leave the full details down below because it's hard sometimes to just follow it all on a video, isn't it? And that is my tea. If you make the paella exactly the same way that I have, it will be 620 calories. Right, it is time I went and enjoyed this and got on the couch and watched Love Island. Let me know in the comments who you like in Love Island at the minute if you're watching it. Who do I like? There's nobody in particular I'm like, I really like them, but it is a very good series this year. If you are wondering whether or not to watch it because I feel like with Love Island for the last few years, it's been where they all know what they're doing when they go in and they're all thinking about deals when they come out and stuff like that. I don't feel like this year's like that. If you don't watch Love Island, you're probably thinking, what is she going on about? This is a what I eat in a day video and a MOUNJARO update. I think I've given you a good update on MOUNJARO. If you've got any questions about it, please leave them down below for me. I might do a proper sit down Q&A about MOUNJARO when I'm not faffing doing other stuff. But yes, thank you for watching this video. I better go now before I actually melt into a puddle on the floor. Please give this video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all soon for another video. Bye bye.